37 people. So,
Huh.
uh, I can't complain too much.
Yeah, I started working on Mount Thunderdust separately just because I wanted to get around to it.
Oh, really?
Yep.
To be honest with you, I kind of crashed out a bit, so I left for a while. So I'm not sure what that is. I've been out of the
That's
loop.
fair. It's just something I'm working on my own. Gonna see if Classic approves of it afterward, but it's intended to be some new mechanics testing stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like mid-game atmosphere changes.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. And we can
Mm.
get the salt. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so just for speaking wise, I'm just gonna leave this on. I'm not gonna talk. I want to let the devs do their thing and whatnot. I'm gonna just leave this on like last time. Last video, I fell asleep. I dead ass just fell asleep, and I'm looking back and like the rest of the 3 hour recording, or the last hour of the 3 hour recording that
Oh
I
my.
had left on. There was like two other
So I
people I
guess
saw.
I'm not sure how many of
It's
you
so
people
stupid.
heard recently, but the reason why we haven't been doing updates was due to certain circumstances. Classic can't make money off of this, and you know that's discouraging, obviously. So uh, we, he's contacted Roblox for the last 6.5 months about the issue, and yeah, so they're not wanting to change the DevX account. So which sucks, but
So
we're
that's why
we're
it's
trying something
discontinued.
new. So uh, looks like he may be able to get the stuff. I recommended a bunch of workarounds over the issue. Long story short, Roblox dev support sucks. No pork pounding kitchen type shit. So
So that's why it's
For the
discontinued.
entrance, for the customs office at the start, I think it would be interesting if you had a couple of buildings facing towards the road. Maybe like a stable or something for horses. Might be an
yeah.
interesting touch to it.
I just started this today. Like
Ah, gotcha.
everything here is like brand
Yeah.
new. I
Mm.
think I'm not. I don't. I think I see a few faces from yesterday, and like they didn't see that I expanded this. I did this in the morning by
Yeah.
myself, but
Do you still have that like preliminary sketch like a year ago that I think Duck did for how he envisions it looks like? Because I think he had like a
yeah,
couple of ideas for the building there.
unfortunately, that was thrown aside.
Yeah,
I
I
did
know
see
it's
that. I
scrapped,
made
but
my
like,
I made my own preliminary sketch. I'll
uh huh.
share it with you in the DMs.
All
But
right. Yeah. Okay. I'm also going to bring up a contributor up here, Pathy, if he's available. Oh no, not yet here. Okay, hold
yeah,
on.
sure.
Yeah, where are you at, Pathy?
And then yeah, I'll send it to you in the DMs.
Bet.
Okay, so, sorry, it didn't let me paste the image without sending a message first.
All right, it's all good. Just shoot your friend request so it's easier to keep track of it.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, so that's what I
Hmm.
drawn up like a couple months ago,
Yeah.
before I left. But yeah, no, I'm back. I'm gonna try to raw dog this alone.
Pathy, you're unserver muted from yesterday.
Yeah. Oops.
The-
The occurrence of all time. So I'm assuming most of the things that we've seen from Vega are like not really happening again. And they're being all reworked, right?
Well, I wouldn't say entirely reworked. The problem is, and I try to be as honest as possible to the ire of some. Um, the Vega hasn't really been seeing much development for the last year and a half, and it's sad because when I took a look at it, the beginning of April, I started being involved with Vega. It was pretty much the same thing that you saw in uh, the screenshots and the teasers from last year. Nothing's changed. So the last few months, we've really overhauled a lot of stuff. Modernized it, and the problem right now is that there isn't a lot of direction in terms of what we want to do with the game. Again, our main goal is to make the game fun, people play, but it's kind of scattered. So I've been throwing my shit in and hope it sticks. So it's for most more or less success, but it is what it is.
I mean, from what I'm seeing so far, it looks great. I love the terrain.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you. Um, I'll show you. Maybe I'll later in the stream. I'll show the other maps. Uh, One of them is almost complete, although I'm kind of like peeved because they are wanting to split the map in two. The map is already very long, and this is
Mm.
Morris is mainly my control, so I get to do whatever I want. So that's why I'm working on this because no one else wants to do this. But the other two maps haven't been receiving a lot of love. But yeah, no, I'll show off Abrigo, which had the most work. Abrigo is the most done out of all three maps. Uh, this one is obviously the least finished, and I kind of looked at the old one, and I didn't want to build off that one because it was
Mm.
kind of hard to work off of that. So
No, like
and then oh, go ahead, sir.
the whole situation with the DevX and stuff is just really unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, and unfortunately, there's not much we can do. I think well, Classic has just reached out to developer relations on dev forums, um, and they haven't replied yet. But yeah, I mean, I suggested a few recommendations, and hopefully they get listened to. Classic does want to continue working on this, but yeah, I don't blame him for wanting
Yeah,
at least
shitty
some.
Roblox support for Founding Kitchen.
Exactly, yeah. So I'm not surprised at all.
Roblox's ability to restrict a hardworking young man from his hard-earned funds versus Roblox's ability to shut down pedophiles.
Yeah,
Remarkable disparity in capabilities.
Truth. Truth.
yeah,
I mean, I'm just glad that it's still getting worked
yeah. I
on
mean,
because for a while after that one announcement,
well, yeah, and the unfortunate part is that even before that announcement, like the announcement was like a long time coming. Like we were aware of this before, but the problem was all of the Centaura developers were working on dead ahead updates, and maybe it's
yeah,
going to be
Blue
a very hot
mentioned
take,
that.
but I don't play dead ahead, so I am strictly a Centaura developer. So I kind of just picked up what because a lot of the Centaura developers before me got burnt out, so I just went in and did my own thing. So and maybe some of you guys in the audience may not know, but we have about 5 maps ready to go, at least building wise, for like revamping the CETUS campaign. Those ones will go ahead at some point. Classic did confirm multiple times to me that they will be going ahead at some point. It's just again the DevX issue is very important, and
Like Battery Q, as I recall, still needs a full recode on some of its mechanics.
yeah, so we're
Sure,
completely
yeah, yeah.
redoing the battery queue. Like the whole game mode is being changed. It's actually quite fun, and we did destroyed batteries, and I'll show that maybe later. Um, but
Yeah.
the focus now is just making the game, you know,
Mhm.
fun in
I am a
spite
I
of
feel
little
the
like
new
some of the
sad
changes.
that
other revamps were like
hmm,
more minor,
Sorry.
like the what's it called? I'm forgetting the name. This is
Capri
proof I don't play
Valley
the
is
game that
Capri
much.
Valley's like the smallest rework, isn't it? In terms of
The
Yeah, Capri
smallest rework.
Valley,
Yeah,
Mons,
I
I
would
think.
probably say Capri Valley is probably the least intrusive rework. Honestly, and maybe I'll ask Classic to add that in because that one doesn't. I mean, yes, you'll need playtesting, but out of all the playtesting maps, that one is the least intrusive.
yeah,
Monsters has a new point now. It's
yeah.
complete.
I was gonna say
Um,
Mons completely got changed in
Yeah,
its
that's what I
gameplay
was
loop
thinking.
with that
Just like a
middle
new
point.
point.
So
yeah, I think the most significant revamp would be Battery Q.
I would say Q or
Actually, no,
like
I would say
Hilton.
probably Kelson. Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Kelson followed by Battery Q, and then the rest of them are a lot less intrusive. We did do, or we did finish uh, White Mouth, and that one is also ready to go. And uh, we were going, or I was going to start making a updates or a complete change to Route 23, but I haven't had a chance to do that. Probably would do in a different update because I'm actually kind of genuinely I'm stumped on how to make it super fun. So, but it will happen at some point. So, okay, let's see
hmm. I remember a long time ago, Classic was talking about the possibility for more terrain deformation with artillery.
here. Yeah, I don't think I've heard much about that.
Yeah,
All I've heard was that it was proposed at some point, but not much was.
and I figure it's going to be way harder to implement. Plus, with the longevity on some of these maps,
Yeah,
unplayable mons. Anyone?
yeah, exactly. I
Capri
think that
Crater.
I think the more like the one of the things I know at least that will happen relatively soon or whenever this gets sorted will be an update to some of the tanks and armored cars. I heard that
Mhm.
we do have 3D meshes now of those, so that's good. But in terms of like for example diggable material, kind of like what you see in entrenched, I don't think that's being worked on at the moment.
Yeah. Hmm. Man, that poor town in the background.
Yeah, this town got absolutely smoked. I mean, it was probably a bad decision to build a village. I think the lore would be that the town existed first, and then the Vegans built this to uh, guard their border. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's a
I'm
couple, and
loving
I
the like
really tried to
architecture
make a
style.
what's that, sir?
The architecture style, like that one building down
I'm
there.
sorry,
It's
you
like
cut off.
I like the way it's built. I'm sorry. Like the style of building for
Yeah, okay, yeah, no, yeah, because again, since it's very based off of like Portugal and Spain. I tried to get the very much the Iberian feel. Um, and this is a more arid part of Aquila, so yeah. I mean, I kind of like what I did with
see it. It's
the
nice.
villages on the mountains and whatnot, but yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I might make this destroyable actually, but not sure yet. And I have to make it look like a checkpoint. Maybe have a guard box somewhere to indicate that you're crossing into
Just want to
Aquila. Or
pop
sorry,
in, see
out of Aquila too.
how things are going. Wish you guys good luck on the development. You know,
Yeah, thank you.
no, you always impress me. Like as when you started with like the one section of Tolona and how you finished it in less than like a day.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah, that's
Adderall.
true. Yeah, to be honest with you, I did an all nighter over that. Probably wasn't good in the long term, but
Honestly, I think it's become like kind of a running joke within the community about how you're
sorry,
so you spend so much time just dedicated to building. But it's like I know my audio does that sometimes. Usually it'll
Oh,
catch
okay.
up
Yeah.
after a while.
Oh, well,
But
I didn't realize people think of me, so I appreciate it.
now Rossi and his Adderall completely locked in.
Yeah, no, I mean, there were things that were added to like Aquila, like sorry, to Talona, in which I managed to prevent that I thought would have made no sense architecturally, but uh, but yeah, I mean, a lot of it was just, oh, I'm just gonna do this, and if they revert it or if someone complains, then I'll back off. But a lot of the stuff people liked, so I was like, okay, I guess that will stay.
I remember I was trying to do that, like the building contest, and then I couldn't get myself to focus, and I was like, oh, I already have stuff in Tolona, I'm fine. I
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, like when I was doing that
don't need
contest,
to do
like
any more work than I have to.
I was really nervous about the contest. I thought I wouldn't make it, so I was like, oh, I gotta really lock in. But
I mean, now you're here, so like
yeah, I guess, yeah, that's
maybe it
true.
was worth it.
Yeah, it's a shame that. Well, again, it's funny because we talk about like in like the lack of development, yet we're pulling in a lot of players daily. So that's why I'm like, that's what motivates me. It's like I don't care about like the payouts or anything. I care about people actually playing the game. So
Yeah.
just needed some time to recollect and to
And
enjoy.
like I know a lot of people, especially like on the dev team, they want to focus on Dead Ahead because they said that Dead Ahead development specifically is more fun for them.
Yeah, but like then again, like five people played that ahead with all due respect. you know.
Well, I mean, it's still like a devoted fan base. It's just like
Oh,
a
for
small
sure. Yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's true. But I don't know. I find Centaura way more like I like the vibe of Centaura more than Dead Ahead personally. It really does give off an older vibe, which is supposed to be. I don't know. For Dead Ahead, like yeah, I get it's fictional, but like if you're gonna pretend to be World War II esque or a little bit past World War II, I don't know. It feels too modern, but that's just my
The
opinion.
whole I kind of like the aesthetic of Dead Ahead because it's sort of like post World War II, but it has like some like little futuristic elements to it, and it's like an interesting aesthetic. But
Yeah, I get it. I see where you're coming from.
yeah, I personally don't really play Dead Ahead that much.
Yeah, yeah, that's me neither. I played it before, like a few times, but I don't know. I'm more of a Centaura guy myself. I mean, I used to play the game a lot before, but I know that Talona had a bunch of issues, and I thought, oh well, I know how to
A lot.
develop, so I'll I'll offer my help. Yeah. Now, I am reading some of the DMs here, so if you do have anything to say, I sometimes check them. So I know that someone asked about or mentioned about for the customs office to add like a sign saying they're accepting equivalent refugees. I think what I might do is probably not the accepting part, but maybe just reference like refugees like lines and whatnot. Just because, again, in a world where it's very xenophobic, I don't think they will be happy about the presence of refugees. But we'll see.
Fun fact for those who don't know, every single piece of barbed wire in the game operates on the exact same script that is constantly running. And if you duplicate that script, you multiply the amount of damage that barbed wire does. All right, I'm gonna go admin abuse a bit. Keep up the good work, Rossi.
Thank you. Have fun. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this stream. I shall return tomorrow. I'm going to go to bed. Everybody have a good night, and I'll be on tomorrow around 7 Eastern, and I'll start streaming then. Right, everybody. See ya.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you probably have already skimmed over to this part for the tldw, too long didn't watch. This is basically a summary of what the devs talked about in the stream. Basically, the updates here are first. I'm talking about Cetus here. The Cetus campaign is being completely reworked. As a matter of fact, I thought it was just a few select maps, but no. Cetus is being entirely reworked. Mons Planos, White Mouth Estuary, Capri Valley, Battery Q, and Kelson Village. Apparently, Battery Q is its game mode is being entirely redone. Possibly Kelson Village 2. Mons Planos is also the middle point of it is also reworked. So there's that. 5 of them, the Cetus rework maps, those are done building wise. They just still need to be play tested and of course other stuff like that. But for the most part, everything's all good. It's great. I'm glad. So that's awesome. Then there's Vega. Apparently, Vega, those teasers that you saw over like a year ago or like half a year ago about it, the teasers had still relatively been this. The development had still been on those teasers. Not a lot of development was put into Vega. That's why it's been so long since Vega was, since so long for Vega to come out. So I'm really hoping that they do. Or well, I mean, of course, you saw on the stream that of Miras Plateau being worked on. That's awesome. Really great stuff there. It's overall amazing. Now, why exactly hadn't Centaura, been worked on, or why is it even discontinued? Why does Classic Master Noob want to move his stuff off the platform? Well, the answer to that is apparently for the past 6.5 months, Classic Master Noob was trying to reach out to dev support on Roblox or whatever to like get money. And unfortunately, they basically said no, and that is super discouraging. And a lot of the devs for Centaura were burnt out on continuously working on the game, so that sucks. And that's what led to Classic saying, hey, I'm going to move off platform. Though they have said that Classic had reached out on the DevX forums, so if things do end up going right, Centaura may potentially not be cancelled. I'm not too sure. But if he once again is denied of anything, which, it's probably going to happen, then Centaura will, on Roblox, is Denzo. It's not going to work out well, so... And then, of course, maybe Columba would get added. I'm not too sure, but... Yeah, that'd be it for Centaura if, his reach out on the DevX forums is, like, ghosted or whatever. But yeah, that's basically all that was said. At least from what I heard of it. And I'm recording this before I review my own video. But yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. There's also, apparently, I think from Classic, that a rejected community map, Shocks Push something, I don't know, for Aquila, was going to get reworked and added, I don't know. I doubt it, though, but, honestly, I think that'd be great. So, yeah, that's basically just what happened. Yeah, I don't have much more to say here. Yeah, so that'll be it.